Just got S&P here. Yesterday you can see 2900 handle working as significant support. Tested it quite a few times to the upside. You can see going back to earlier on in the month, breaking through on the 12th before coming back yesterday and finding really good level of support, and since then we're now 20 points to the upside. Earnings have come out and will continue to do so this week. That I'd imagine it's only a matter of time before we get to that all-time high. Just looking at the longer term chart, you can see 25 points away from that high that we managed in October last year. Also looking at oil with that correlation, you can see since December continue to push higher. Important levels to be aware of: 65.72 to the upside, 23rd of October, but also 63 to the downside. If that was to break, then maybe this does confirm a bit of a change in trend. Looking at it on a lower time frame, you can just see the importance of this level. The high of the 3rd of this month, also tested yesterday, failed, pushed lower this morning where S1 on the futures held well. And since then we pushed up and we are just taking out the high of yesterday at 9 a.m. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there on the open in 30 minutes for oil. But the key levels to the upside and downside: $63, the high of the year, one at 64.75, and then 65.70 area on the futures as well. The pound, which has just briefly made a new low for the day before snapping back, definitely worth looking at this on a longer term chart. You can see from those lows going back to December last year, trending higher, but we've been testing those lows quite a lot. And then since the high that we made on the 13th of March, we have been coming down as well. So price really looking to, is looking at the moment like it's just getting squeezed in. So the opportunity could come on a break to the downside here, or a break to the upside if we were to get above there. Probably worth keeping an eye on that on an intraday basis as well. As you can see, we really are just getting squeezed in. Maybe below the S1, breaks of the low that we had on Friday, a further push of that might see a bigger move to the downside. Break to the upside, yesterday's high you would want to go, and then you could expect to see a bigger push forward. Looking at the calendar, going into the back end of the session, we've got the European session, I should say, industrial production, manufacturing output out of the US, before the APIs this evening at 9:30. Already had the UK data completely pretty much in line, unmoved, and the ZEW slightly better, which saw a brief push higher in the euro, albeit very limited as well. Any questions, guys, please do let me know. Focus on the earnings that are coming out before market and after market, as things are starting to heat up for equities. Just in the S&P now, just 25 points off the all-time high.